Yo, what's up, y'all? In this video, we're gonna talk about some Tomb Raider controversy. And before I even get into it, I'm just gonna start this video off by saying people love to hate. People like to take their negative energy and attach it to a person, a concept, whatever, you get it. And people are always gonna hate. Now, I wanted to talk about a particular group of people that do a particular thing, and that's the classic OG Tomb Raider fans that just love to hate on the reboot. Now, I'm not saying it's all of the OG classic fans, but I'm talking about the ones that do that particular thing, just hating on the reboots. Now, there's nothing wrong with disliking something or even, hating something. It's not wrong to hate something, but it's how you hate. That's the issue. Now, if you're an OG classic fan, you're one of those activists, and you dislike the reboots, even if you hate the reboots, but you don't actively get out of your way, especially at inconvenient times, to show that hate, and you let other people enjoy what they like, then that's what's up. But the ones that actually get out of your way to hate on the games, we gotta talk. Now, some of you guys might have seen some of my Tomb Raider content. At the moment, we're looking at the Survivor trilogy, and I used the internet to share my content off. And in the process, I have seen just some of the craziest stuff on YouTube and Reddit revolving around how some of you OG Tomb Raider cult-hating people act. Like, I even have inboxes of people from Reddit talking about how some of you OG fans act. Like, that's wild. Like, these particular people go out of their way to hate on the reboots. It's like they get so horny to trash talk the new games, bruh. It's wild. I seen so many posts on Reddit and comments on YouTube where it'll be somebody talking about something they liked about the new trilogy, and here comes a OG classic cult hating person, and they'll be like, "Man, I hated this." And the thing about it is, it'll be like a post that has 100 plus upvotes, and people in the comments just talking about what they liked about the new trilogy. And here comes that one person talking about how much they hated the new trilogy and how much they hated her character and this, that, and the third about the gameplay. And it's like, there's mass people that are enjoying something. And is it really worth coming out your way just to talk about how you hated something? There's mass people, like-minded people that are talking about something that they enjoyed. What do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna get that ass downvoted. That's what's gonna happen. Why don't you just keep your opinion to yourself and let these people enjoy what they're enjoying? It's like, are you lonely or something? Do you need everybody to be like-minded like you? Everybody needs to like what you like. You can't just like what you like and that's that. Now, let's look at this screenshot of a post I saw on Reddit. And it says, "I have a sin to confess. I've been a veteran fan since the original 1996 game, and I love the latest trilogy." You see the type of stigma there is? People can't like the new trilogy? See, Reddit user Eli must be protected at all costs. I'll protect you, I sweareth. Story time. So I'm on Reddit, scroll, and I see a post, and it's a quote from, I think, Legend Lara, but it has a picture of New Trilogy Lara, and someone's mad AF over that. You're really puckered over that. It's not that serious, honestly. Now let's talk about other things these people be doing. I remember one day I was on YouTube, and I saw someone comment, "I used to watch my dad play the old games, and I saw a little bit of the reboot, and I hate her character." And I'm like, you didn't even play the game. Your opinion doesn't even count. Another thing these guys do is they just assume everybody likes the classic Tomb Raiders. Not everybody likes puzzle-heavy games with tank controls. Then people get into the series at different times. Not everybody started playing Tomb Raider in 1996. Some people's first game was Legend. Some people's first game was Tomb Raider 2013. If it wasn't for Tomb Raider 2013, I wouldn't even be revisiting all the old games. When it comes to these people and I see them talk about the newer games, they don't even give constructive criticism. They be saying stuff like the games play themselves. And they always direct their hate towards Lara's character in the new trilogy. A likable protagonist is one part of the game, but what does that have to do with the gameplay? They always look at her character and point out one thing. They always say she whines and cries, but then they ignore all 500 other feats that the character did It's like they didn't even exist to them, but they played the game. Like, I called so many people out on this. I'm like, yo, she actually did this, that, and the third. And they're just like, oh, well, I didn't like the game, which is cool. But you can't say she just whines and cries, but ignore everything else the character did. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But back on the subject of gameplay, it's like when you discuss gameplay with them, they always say the new trilogy is a mediocre shooter, as if the classic game shooting mechanics are any better, or even on par if I'm keeping it a buck. And it's just like they always want to go complain about her character and not even the gameplay. They never actually explain what the new games could do better. Just get the hating. We hate New Lara's character so much. We hate it. Doesn't give any criticisms on how to make the games better. When I review the new trilogy's games, I definitely gave my criticisms and definitely said some elements that they could have added into the game while allowing the game to stay in the same element it's in. And they wonder why Crystal Dynamics is not listening to anybody, and it's because they're not giving good criticisms. We hate New Lara. New Croft must die. Make it exactly like the old games. Not everybody likes the old games. I haven't even heard anybody mention how Shadow of the Tomb Raider brings classic elements and combines it with the new elements of the new trilogy. Like, people just don't want to pay attention. I even heard people say the new trilogy is completely worse than the classic games in every aspect. That's big cap. Now, I know some of y'all might be a little older or not understand this lingo, so we're going to go on a field trip to Urban Dictionary. Capping, frontin' saying stuff that isn't true. So for those people who say that about the new trilogy, you're definitely capping. A lot of these people that love the classic games and hate the new trilogy, they try to say you're simple-minded, even though you might not have been exposed to the older games yet, or maybe you just don't want to play them. And a lot of these people meet right nostalgia so hard. It's like they're always begging for a remaster. Now, I'll admit, certain games do need a remake. One, to make it modern, to improve the flaws the game had, and just to add to the overall experience of the game. But in my opinion, I would rather have a game that's well constructed and gives you a whole new experience rather than reliving an old one or slightly altered version of that. So for all you people that wants to relive nostalgia, I'm gonna drop some game on you. That's right, I'm gonna drop some game. You know, you can actually emulate the older games, and if your PC's strong enough, you can actually have better graphics and better frame rates than the games originally offered and replay them. And instead of hating on the new trilogy, nothing is stopping you from replaying the old games. Like, pop that joint on your PlayStation or whatever game it is and play it. Like, what? Like, I'm sure there's people that dislike the reboot that instead of taking the time to hate on it on every chance they get, that they made mods and other stuff to play. Now, I do not hate any of the classic games. I enjoy them for the most part, at least the ones I played, other than Anniversary. That's a video on its own. But the point of this video was to tell people to be careful on how you hate things. Because when it comes to hating on a game that has fans from different series, you can actually damage the future products or slow down the production or even alienate the producers from listening to the fan base because their hate is not constructive criticism. Now, if you give them constructive criticism, they might know how to improve their series down in the future. Now, you can hate things, but it's how you do it that matters. I think taking every chance that you can to hate on something is a little weird, and you should probably do something else with that energy. But you can hate all you want. Hating doesn't really get you anywhere though. But I just care on how you hate so we can get the best product we can in the future. I don't know how often this still happens in the Reddit. I'm not as active as I used to be, nor do I watch other YouTube Tomb Raider videos, so I don't be reading the comments. I didn't make this video for entertainment, but I did want to address what I did. But it's Perkspective here. Go check out my Tomb Raider analysis series. You guys know what time it is. Vibe out.